Hola, and welcome back to Fresh Set. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Kevin.
Soy Sabrina and
Ah,
soy Kevin.
two S.
That's the extent of my Spanish.
Okay.
This is Fresh Set, and we're back with another race review. It was, surprise, surprise, the Mexican
Mexico.
Grand Prix.
You didn't do it for Spain, though.
I didn't.
Didn't.
I did not. Anyways, and what the hell happened today? It was a mess.
Everything?
It was a mess, which we will get into all of that. But before we do, just as a reminder, if you don't already, please head over to social media, follow, like, share, subscribe at Fresh Set Podcast on your social media and wherever you get your podcast, and YouTube at Fresh Set Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, all of the things.
Do it all now. Wait till the end of
Immediately. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, a fun but messy,
very messy,
disastrous race.
I don't know. I just had no time to watch the practices. The qualifying seemed a little slippery. There was a lot of shots where it was just dusty as hell, and I don't know why. Like, everybody seemed to have no grip in certain areas. It just wasn't working out, and they were sliding, and you see kick ups of dust, and I've never seen a track this bad, and not even in Qatar, where there's just like sandstorms.
And there's also no, I don't think there's no gravel pits in Mexico. I think they just have
not that
runoff area.
Unless we're missing it, it's just grass and then runoff.
Yeah, I don't think they. I mean, is the grass putting up that much dirt? But it's not even in the grassy areas that we're seeing a lot of the dust.
It's before runoffs, and we're just seeing tons of it, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah,
but it really messed with people.
It did all weekend long. But starting with practice, not much to talk about with practice other than that we had 9 rookie drivers
in
doing testing in FP1. It happens every so often. Every couple of races we have new drivers, F2 drivers, test drivers.
I feel like near the end of the years where we have a big collision not collision, but big group of test drivers or young drivers. Yeah.
I think the 2 call-outs for me, I'm going to say, would be Pato, who has he officially left Indy at this point? Pato O'Ward? Yeah.
I didn't even know he was driving.
He was the McLaren.
As he's suing McLaren?
Is he suing McLaren?
Wasn't he suing McLaren for false something or other with test drives or seats before the Oscar thing? I believe it was before the Oscar was signed.
I didn't.
And it was basically promised to him by Zach, or that's what he's claiming. Something along those lines. It's something we're never going to see a resolution of because it's going to be all done behind doors, but closed doors. Yeah. But yeah, I believe it's Pato O'Ward.
Oh, yeah. I mean, somebody else, but I think he's out of. I'm pretty sure he's out of Indy now and has graduated to the F1 family, and so he was the driver this weekend for McLaren. While you look that up, the other one of note, just because we've seen this name, and I think you've mentioned the name a couple times on the podcast already, Arvid Lindblad.
Lindblad. What's someone else? There's an L and I in there, and then it ends in ALD. And it was Alex Pello, not Pato O'Ward. That makes more sense.
Okay. I was like, didn't hear that. Yeah. So Arvid and he was in the Red Bull. His name has been thrown around a little bit to maybe replace Hadjar if Hadjar goes to the Red Bull seat.
Or one of the other two or Liam.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they chose him to be in the Red Bull and not the
Racing Bulls.
Racing Bulls, thank you.
Yeah.
Keep going back to Visa Cash App.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he chose that over the Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
When it's not expected, but there have been more rumblings to Hadjar going into that Red Bull than there have Lindvald, some guy.
Arvid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe they just wanted to see what he could do. And I mean, you have the stats there, but he was the best of the 9 rookies.
Best of the 9.
Fastest of the 9 in FP1. Mm-hmm. And I think you said he was also faster than Yuki in FP1.
Lindblad, sorry, thank you. I don't know why I said thank you. Was 1/10 of a second faster than Yuki. Put himself into 6th, just behind Bortoleto. Now it is FP1. They're still setting up their cars for the whole weekend. It's
the first time the car's turned on.
But still, I mean, he's up there in what I say, 5th, 6th, and the next rookie below him is even, where is it? Ward in 13th.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty good showing. We did see just a funny social media thing. George Russell took the time off that he had because his car was given up for FP1 to a rookie driver. He took the time to wear a
luchador mask.
Sure. And went incognito into the stands and actually watched FP1 from the stands.
Wearing like a Mercedes greenish, or the closest they could probably find to Mercedes green mask, and a big ass puffy
Mercedes
official Mercedes F1 team jacket.
Yeah. It was like half incognito.
Yeah. It was almost like, hey, where's Waldo? Come and find me. I really want you to find me.
Yeah. I mean,
plus he's also like 6'2".
Yeah, exactly.
Stands out.
I mean, I'm sure, I think we saw another driver do it last year. I can't remember who. But it's fun for them.
Yeah.
Whatever. They want to go watch. And I think he said that he hadn't watched F1 from the stands.
Track,
in years, I guess, probably when he was a kid. So yeah, a little fun for him. But moving on to qualifying yesterday. I mean, yeah.
Not a lot going on. I mean, there was Colapinto out in 20, from 20 to 16. Colapinto, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Bortoleto. Nothing really huge, I guess you could maybe say, the way Bortoleto's been driving. Should probably have been he didn't miss by much. But he was out. And then FP2, or sorry, Q2. No, this was the other day. Q2. We had Lawson down in 15th, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Yuki not making the top 10. Again, just missing out by not, I think it was about a 10th, actually less than a 10th, about a 1/100th of a second, so not much.
And it was Antonelli, right? That just pushed him out, I think. Oh, Hadjar. Just pushed him out. Okay.
Antonelli might have pushed him out, but he just missed on timing, but Hadjar by 1/100th of a second. Okay. So I mean, that's the only kind of shocker. Behrman makes it into Q1. This is his first Q3 speed. I keep doing that. Is this his first Q3? I don't think it is.
No.
Haas. No, I don't believe it is either. He comes in, makes it into the top or the Q3. Qualifies in 10th. Hadjar behind him or ahead of him in 9th. Piastri making it into 8th. Not being able to put a lap together. Really, really struggling with the car this weekend. Just didn't look comfortable.
No.
Going around this track. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the adjustments to the car that are being made because they're 2,000 feet above sea level.
I don't know. Repercussions.
Well, that's the other thing. Oh, we're gonna go into this again. Okay.
Well, no, we can go into that after.
We're gonna go into this. We're gonna go into this beforehand, just because why not? Just get it out of the way here. Both drivers coming in and saying that all repercussions are basically lifted. Oscar, I think, came out with it first. He said that all the repercussions are done. We're free to race.
Yeah.
Which really makes me think that there were no repercussions at all.
Nope. There was none. It truly means there were none. They were waiting for Oscar to mess up. They knew it was going to happen somehow, and then they were going to be like, "Oh, okay, we'll see. We
Lando
got
had this disadvantage, and
and then you messed up Lando, so we got to give it back to him." So there was no repercussions. It was just a way to like
quiet everybody else, but then they see repercussions, and it's like papaya rules, where everybody's wondering what the hell are these repercussions, and we don't see anything happen last week, and now all of a sudden they've been dealt with, or he's had his repercussions. That's not cool. And last week they said is he had repercussions for the remainder of the season. Now all of a sudden there are no more repercussions. Like, just shut up. Just say no. They're free to go racing. It was an incident, and then fine, at least make that comment.
Which is also proving more and more that Lando is the number one.
100%.
All this has proved is that Lando is your number one. You had to do something because the golden boy messed up. So we had to slap his hand. We're going to give repercussions. They know Oscar's mindset and how they've messed with him is probably on a little bit of a decline. They knew he was going to qualify poorly. Foil hat allegedly. Please put allegedly as I say this. They have, detuned his car like to some degree because he was
an upgrade came to Lando's and not to his.
It's all just been made very clear that Lando is the number one.
If I can find a betting site that I can bet on that Oscar leaves McLaren, like his last year is 2026, I will put 10 grand on it today. I may only make like $500 on it, but still.
I mean, I think we might even hear like a Lewis scenario. It's before the season, before 2026 starts. We know.
By Monday.
Oscar's going to Monday. Oscar's going to Red Bull, wherever it is. But the repercussions are gone. So
gone. So anyways, he qualified in 8th after a terrible qualifying. Obviously, Carlos Sainz puts himself up into 7th. Carlos Sainz does have that 5-place grid penalty from the incident to the crash going right into the side of Antonelli last weekend. So he's got 5 place. So he'll start in 12th for the race. Antonelli puts himself into 6th. Verstappen putting himself into 5th, and he didn't look good in qualifying. He was one of the ones that was really suffering with a lot of oversteer and understeer snaps. His back end just sliding right out, whether it's for the dirty track or just the tires or their setup. He was just not. He was losing a lot of time in a lot of these corners. Russell puts himself into 4th. Both Ferraris put themselves in 2nd and 3rd. So Charles in 2nd, Lewis in 3rd. Not by much off, about almost a 10th difference. And then Lando puts himself at an easy, comfortable 0.3 of a second ahead of everyone else taking pole. I mean, he didn't really have to try at all.
No, he didn't. So he had a good run. The Ferrari's bit of a shock. Kind of going a little bit of into our news, just kind of since we're doing, we're kind of talking about where they placed. There was a lot of upgrades this weekend.
Red Bull
with the most, having 4 upgrades.
Which scared me when I saw it, because we see when teams bring big upgrades, it's either really good or they don't work together and it's a disaster. And we saw that especially with Aston Martin. Well, we've seen Aston Martin do it several times. But it's not necessarily that he's had a downgrade on his car. It just seemed like his car there was a lot more to figure out about how the car is going to respond this weekend than in previous weekends or previous upgrades.
Yeah, and I think they did talk about it, or Max spoke about it a little bit, that his balance didn't didn't seem too great in it, which would explain the back end slipping out underneath them. But yeah, I mean, Ferrari had some, I think all but
Ferrari
3
had 2
teams.
Yeah, McLaren did not have
teams.
any.
Yeah,
McLaren did, I can't remember exactly all of them. I know McLaren didn't.
McLaren, Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Haas were the only teams that didn't bring upgrades.
And Ferrari had 2 this weekend.
Yeah. So, is it usual for Max to be 5th? No, but with upgrades, that sometimes happens. And again, like you said, he just wasn't putting in times.
And I guess they asked Andrea Stella this weekend about not having upgrades while everybody else and Red Bulls has like 4 about the upgrades, and he said, well, I guess they're fine with not winning next year because they're obviously cutting into their development for next year. Throwing a lot of shade. Your car better be pretty damn good next year, especially when honestly. Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, I mean, the Ferraris, big shock. First top 2 or top 3 quality positions for Ferrari all season.
Yep.
In a real race, not a sprint. And highest for Lewis. Yes. Highest starting position for Lewis in the Ferrari, which obviously seems promising. And then we go to the interviews, which I'll just talk about really quickly because I found this extremely shocking. They're interviewing the top 3 after the qualifying. Lando's obviously interviewed first because he takes pole, and the crowd boos him like crazy. And it was just so loud. I don't know if I'm sure Lando could hear it. And then just the change of when it goes to Charles, they love him. They're screaming. And then Lewis even louder. Like you couldn't hear. Lewis couldn't hear anything.
Hear anybody else get booed except for Lando. Even Charles, Carlos, they're outside of his hotel room just screaming at him. I think
I don't know what Lando did.
I think it has to do with the Max battles, and I think they are still fans of Red Bull and Max, despite Checo not being there anymore. And it's come down to that rivalry. Jamie Chadwick did make a comment, and I think it was after the race, not after the qualifying. I believe it was after today's race. So obviously F1 Academy driver. She said, if it's for somebody you love, cheer even louder, but don't boo anybody.
No.
Fuck off. I'm sorry.
I agree,
it's sport. It's sport. You have to be able to take it. There has been boos throughout sport. Throughout history. Wherever, I think boo is probably a more common word that spoken in all languages than anything else.
Yeah.
It's you find it through boxing, you find it through all the big 4 sports in North America, soccer, all throughout the world. Everybody gets jeered, everybody gets whatever they're gonna get yelled at them. You have to deal with it as an athlete. You have to.
I just think I don't know. I don't even think Lando would even know why. I actually think it's more a McLaren issue. I think everybody like us is just pissed off with McLaren.
I don't think they booed Piastri.
Well, when would they have been able to boo him? Because
I know, but
wasn't interviewed.
I don't know. I have a feeling that if Piastri got out there, he would not be booed.
Yeah, I guess.
I could be wrong. But I don't think
what was our top 3? Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to say, but it was just, I mean, yes, it could be the battles with Max, but did Mexico?
It is also Mexico.
Give him an honorary citizenship like Brazil gave to.
It's also Mexico. Well, we saw the videos from last year where everybody's fighting in the beer tents, literal fist fighting. I'm sure they're all well. What's the word I'm looking for? Well
hydrated.
Thank you. So it could have been that.
Could be.
I just think you can't be upset about the boost.
I don't know if Lando. I mean, we see in the race after the race, we see, not spoiling it yet, but we do see he's laughing. So
yeah, of course,
about some of that. But anyways, moving on to the race. 71 laps. Hulkenberg on the formation lap radios in and says that he doesn't have full power, which is not a good thing to not have when you're about to start a race for 71 laps. And then he's able to get the car to the start line. And he is able to start the race and continues. But the race start is a great start for Lando. For everybody else, it's a mess.
It is. They all get off the line pretty well.
Yeah, pretty even, I would say.
Except for Max, I think, gets away the best because he's able to, before turn 1, is able to get alongside, past George, and get alongside the Ferraris. I forget which Ferrari it was.
Who are side by side. Yeah. I mean, it was just a mess from 2 after they got off the line and kind of got going
through turn 3.
Oh no, I was going to say from position 2 to position 20. It was Lando was the only person that was like good where he was. No real damage or coming together, or I mean, people touched.
No, there was. Not in the top.
Somebody who
Liam.
was that?
Liam gets his front wing broken. I didn't see exactly how it happened. I just see him coming in. I still don't know how it happened. And so he has his pit stop on lap 2 to replace his front wing, which they took a long time. And then eventually, it's not really a spoiler, comes in to retire the car at lap 5. I'm assuming there was just more damage to maybe a suspension or something that they weren't aware of initially.
That opening bit, though, like you were saying, we see Max get ahead of George before the corner. He comes alongside the Ferraris that are 2 wide, 2 cars wide. So he makes himself the third man in this.
He had a lot of room coming in that spot.
He did have room. Yeah,
he did quite a bit of room. I'll give him that.
But this is also the spot that Checo almost took Max out at a couple years ago. I think Max and Lewis took each other out in this spot a couple years ago. Maybe they didn't take each other out completely, but they crashed there. Was it here that they said Ferrari said keep it clean, and then Charles
I don't think it was this one.
No. But yeah, there's this corner into turn 1. It has been pretty problematic for some people over the years. That
you're going from a kilometer straight. Now I know they didn't do the whole kilometer because it was a start line, into a quick 90-degree turn, and then into another 90-degree turn. 3 90-degree turns, really. So you're coming from a wide space at quite a bit of speed into absolutely nothing, and you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah. But it is wide enough for 3 cars, just eventually not when you're turning.
At first, yeah.
Yeah. And so Max is coming in hot. Charles coming in hot. They both end up going off onto the grass. They both kind of get positions ahead of where they started. At this point, it's hard to even keep track of who started where. They both give positions back. No, Charles didn't give his position back. No,
Charles,
because he was second anyways. So
Charles was able to get back into that spot. He also took a shorter line to the front of the line. Max kind of went a longer way, and then tucks in between the Ferraris. So between Charles and Lewis.
So Max, he made a big lunge on Lewis, but he had to give it back. But then Lewis locks up on the next corner, and he takes an off-road incorrectly. He takes the off-road.
He takes,
and then he does more
grass.
Off-road.
He does not do, he takes the grass instead of taking the actual off-road. And apparently from the broadcast, the FIA had made mention that you must use the actual off-road, the actual road, the paved area to get back on track. You can't just cut right through. And now if you look at where he went off too, that curve, that paved area kind of does like a little L almost. So like you would have to take a long time to get around. But he didn't. He just decided to go straight through.
Yeah, he just went for it, and it put him quite a distance ahead of everybody that was coming behind him, which would have been Lewis, Max. No,
it was Lewis.
Charles, Max, and George.
Yeah.
And it put him quite a distance in front of them, and then we see pretty quickly there's a bunch of infringements. A bunch of infringements. Also, we see Piastri dropped to 9th.
I believe. The 9th, yeah.
And then Yuki was ahead of him. So now we get the team game going, right? So now Red Bull's like, Yuki, keep him behind you. Which he does for a while. For a little bit.
We see it more so because there's a lot of bunched up cars, so there's not a lot that anybody can do. Yeah. Once they get, it was probably about a good 15 laps.
Yeah, I think so. But we see the infringements coming, going to the stewards. It's been noted, going to the stewards. But the one that I think we need to talk about is Bierman. So we said everybody had a good start. We said Lando had a good start.
Yeah.
And we said Max had a good, I think Bierman probably had the best start of everybody.
Sure.
He went from what, 9th to 4th.
I'm on the results here. He started on,
I think it was 9th.
Yep. 9th. Sorry.
9th to 4th.
Yeah.
Very quickly, and he held that position. He was just doing really well, driving the wheels off that Haas. And, at times he ended up getting it into, because of people, when they had to pit and who was in the pit lane and whatever, he had that car in third at one point. And it was like, could he really actually do this? Actually, it wasn't even that. It was surprise. Lewis gets a penalty.
Yes.
He gets a no further for the incident for.
So at one
how to explain that? Yeah.
So at one point when Lewis and Max are fighting, they touch. Now it looks like Max is they're fighting for position. Max kind of bumps him with the wheel. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was more so they were just taking a lot of speed into a spot, and he just couldn't make that turn happen. Either way, it was coming together. They reviewed it. No further incident for that. I thought he was going to get a 5-second for that, but he did not. Max gets looked at for his turn 1 leaving the track and getting an advantage. There was no further investigation with that one. I think because he immediately gave that position back. Also, he also took a long way around and actually went against the barriers to get through. So, which is the area. Lewis immediately, before even Max gets told that he's clear of his incidents, immediately gets his 10-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage, which is excessive.
So what Karun was actually explaining was, and they said the team actually gave Lewis wrong information was that it wasn't so much, yes, it was gaining the advantage, but it was how much of the advantage. Like if he had just, and he said, had the team said to him, Lewis, don't let them pass you, but at least go back to them. You just went right across and took over everything, and you're not giving anything back. So at least bring it in so we can kind of do what Max did, right? Like Max went the right way. Should he have gotten a penalty? Probably. If he had followed Lewis's. But I'm saying if he followed the same way that Lewis went, he probably would have. And maybe Red Bull was able to put up an argument. Well, say, hey, we gave it back and we didn't get that much of an advantage, and cool. Lewis had a big gap to where the people were coming up behind him. So yeah, he gets a 10-second. I mean, it's harsh, but
I mean, it could have been 5 seconds.
It could have.
It could have easily been 5 seconds. 10 seconds at that point, when he was wherever, I know he still had quite a few laps to go to, for a pit stop. 10 seconds at that point is when everybody was bunched up, would have dropped him down to 8th, I believe.
Yeah.
From 3rd. I mean, give the guy a 5 second, he drops down to 6th, maybe 5th, and he's allowed to race the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Don't just ruin his race.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I will say is, if this is what the penalty is in the books and they're actually now just using the book opposed to opinion, I'm okay with that. It just didn't seem, the crime here didn't match the penalty.
Well, they also have, in the books, they have varying degrees of punishments they can hand out for different infractions. Now, this one might just be a clear black and white one. I don't know. But
it didn't seem like it was worth that. I truly actually felt bad for Lewis there. He comes in at lap 24 to do his pit stop, and he comes out in 14th. And at that point, I think he was running in third or fourth. And he comes out in 14th because of that 10-second. I mean, could be worse, but not bad. Lap 25, Piastri comes in, has a 3.6 stop, slow for McLaren. Yeah. And he was going for an undercut, which we later kind of realized didn't work, because he was fighting George, and George went for his pit stop and came out ahead of him. So that didn't really work. And obviously we had a slow pit stop. Hulk ends up having to retire his car. Lap 30, Lando is ahead by 16 seconds. Again, this is 71 laps, but he's ahead by 16 seconds. Just crazy time that he's putting into this. And then he is, by lap 34, just because of people that are going into the pits and, the interval time, he gets a gap. And when he goes into the pits, he is 28 seconds ahead of Max, who's in second. And it's a 2.6 pit stop. Perfect. Like, nothing goes wrong.
And you can see it with the mechanics. They're like, okay, let's just take our time. We're not going to try and rush it. And we're just going to do it right. And there we go.
Yeah. He comes out 8 seconds ahead of Max. And then just...
That's it.
Goes. He's just gone. I mean, Max, I think, still had to come in at that point. He had to come in at that point, to switch out some tires. He was still on the mediums. It's not like Max was going to be fighting him like crazy at that point. But, he takes off down the road. And then, I mean, we saw it a little bit at the beginning of the race, but this is where we start to see George Russell become unhinged. He is absolutely losing it on the radio about everything.
Well, yeah, before that, just like even on lap 1 or 2, he's calling about he thinks that everybody gained an advantage on him at the start of the race. So he was already irate from turn 1, where he was nowhere near, nobody gained advantage on him. He was already taken advantage of in the start of the race. And so that had nothing to do with him, but he was already hot right away.
Yeah. And then he's got Piastri gaining on him behind. He's got
Antonelli
in front of him, and I think Bierman's ahead of him
somewhere there
at that point.
Yeah.
And he's on the radio just essentially begging, let me switch. I'm the faster car. I'm faster.
I've got more pace here.
Yeah, I'm the faster one. Let me pass. I can catch Bierman. I'm going to do this. And he says, if I can't do it, I promise I'll give the car back. This goes on and on for
Mercedes,
6 laps.
Yeah, Mercedes does give him the, okay, we're checking kind of answer. And at one point, the Mercedes pit wall says, if you could go a little faster, please. or something to that. Or no, sorry, can we get some tire or temperature management?
Yeah.
Something like that. And he says, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a fucking car up my fucking ass.
It was great.
Just pure panic.
It was great.
I'm surprised it wasn't raining in his helmet.
Yeah. And his radio says, yep, we see it. And he says, okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Like, it was just snark central, but he was absolutely losing it. So they take about 5-6 laps to make the decision. They do make the decision that they switch around the cars.
And he has another sassy comment for them. Basically just like finally.
Yes.
Something like a finally.
Yeah, it was a weird finally.
I'm surprised he didn't say like hallelujah.
Yeah. But he doesn't really go anywhere.
No, he passes Antonelli because he was let to pass, and then that's about it.
That's about it. And then Antonelli goes into I want to say lap 47 to about lap 50 is pit stop mayhem. Everybody was supposed to be doing a 1-stop. The only people I think going for a 2-stop were people that had to pit really early or were, battling for something that came up mid-race. They saw something else that was going on. Very quickly in this lap 47 to 50, everybody's on a 2-stop at this point. Yeah. Everybody's switching. And it starts because of Antonelli. It starts because of Piastri. So Piastri's called for a box to overtake. And that was going to be an undercut of Antonelli.
I think they're seeing at this point, because most of the racers start on softs, which was the better tire. Yeah. Max hated the mediums, but he started on the mediums. Both Red Bull started on the mediums. Hadjar, I believe, started on the mediums. And there's somebody else, I think it was Bortoleto, started on the mediums. And they're very quickly seeing that these tires are not quick. The DEG sucks. Although it was able to get them to mid-30s, 35, 37, around there. And then as soon as Max switches to the softs, he's gaining. And he's going, and he's going, and he's going. And then everybody else that's been on the softs has now changed to a medium, and they hate it. And they've got to get back to these softs. Otherwise, the race is ruined.
Yeah. And so the call is for Piastri to come in to undercut Antonelli.
Not a dummy.
Not a dummy. We never hear, or we didn't hear on the broadcast, the Mercedes radio. But as Piastri goes over to, kind of fade to the right to go into the pit lane, Antonelli is kind of, who's ahead, goes in first.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of like, oh, your undercut for the second time is not going to work.
Yeah, so unless they had that plan already to come in, if you see him moving, you do the same thing. Yeah. Piastri should have cut in later.
Yeah. Yeah, he shouldn't have moved. But again, we don't know because we never heard it on the broadcast. But so they both go in. That's a mess. Then
Hamilton comes in as well.
Hamilton comes in. I think there was a bunch of times that there was 3 to 4 cars in and out of the pits.
That one came in. It was Gasly was there as well, but he was a little bit ahead because he was about to get lapped. So it was Gasly, Antonelli, Piastri, and then one of the Ferraris. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. I believe it was Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just mayhem.
But Piastri gets ahead of him in the pit lane.
He does. And this is the benefit of winning a championship, a constructors championship, because of where your
pit box,
is.
Yeah.
So McLaren's pit box, or the winner of that constructor the year before, their pit box gets to be the first one when you enter the pit lane.
They're basically in a line, first to last.
Yeah. So Mercedes, who is 4th, by the time Antonelli has even turned into his pit box, Piastri's done his pit. So he's out and way ahead of him already. So, that's the benefit there. So he didn't do it on track, but he was able to get ahead of him that way.
It worked-ish.
And yeah, there's kind of all these moves that are going on. Then we get to lap, I don't remember what lap it was. And then Piastri is able to get past George now, which he wasn't supposed to be, because George was supposed to be gone. Yeah. George was supposed to be the one all the way down the road chasing Bierman. He wasn't supposed to be there. He gets past George, and I think while Piastri's car is still beside George, Kimi's on the radio like, hey, we got to switch these cars back. And again, we don't hear this radio on the broadcast. I'm sure if we were listening, doing one of the onboards, we would hear it. But there is a switchback really quickly. I was kind of, I think you were too, that George wasn't going to do it.
I didn't think he was. Or at least I thought we were going to get, because he pitched.
Like a little bit of begging.
Yeah, I would have thought it was going to be like two laps of, no, I'm not doing this. This is so unfair. Whatever he was going to say. But
yeah. If you had let me go before, I would be ahead.
This is your fault.
Yeah. But he switches back and, fulfilled his promise, which.
And as far as we know,
nice guy.
Fairly without incident. So it was like the next lap or something like that.
Yeah. And then lap 7, what lap was it? When did we get the double waved yellow? Before we get to that, we see Lando, he's gone. He's like 28 seconds or something ahead of Piastri, of Leclerc. Who Charles at that point was about 13 seconds ahead of Max in third. Yeah. And that 13 seconds, like you said, after Max gets his soft tires, again, that 13 seconds quickly becomes 9, quickly becomes 7. So much so that his times, he's not getting fastest lap by any means, but and what was also weird was that George had fastest lap.
I noticed that.
But was not gaining on anybody.
No.
Anyways. But yeah, so he had, and Max is just gaining and gaining and gaining on Charles. So much so that it's kind of, the prediction is that he'll reach him by the end, or with 2 laps remaining or something like that. And he gets there. He gets to about 1.2, 1.8.
Yeah, he's struggling to get into the DRS zone. He gets to 1.2, 1.8. I think at one point, but it wasn't a detection zone, he gets into a 0.9.
Yeah, I did see that. I was like, oh, he's there, but it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't a detection zone. But he's hunting. Like, you can see he's hunting Charles. Charles' tires, at one point, he comes on the radio and says, this is all I have. There's nothing more I can get out of this car. So he's managing the fear of, if Max gets behind him, I can't, like, he's going to get me, basically. And to his guardian, I guess, there is a double waved yellow flag, very close to the end, lap 69, I think, or just starting 70. Which is Carlos, who has spun and tapped the wall. And then he drives off into a safety runoff area. However, I don't know if the stewards were not paying attention, what the drama was, why they needed to do this, but they turn on a VSC, a virtual safety car.
Yeah.
Carlos's car is out of the way. So much. I don't even think the cameras could pick up where he was.
The quickest he's ever, I think anybody has ever pulled off to the side of the road if they didn't just land there.
Yeah. He hit the wall and was like, okay, straight. He just drove right to the spot. Yeah, we actually, during the broadcast, never actually saw where his car was. We didn't see where he was. So again, how quickly it happened, but the stewards decided to turn on
VSC with
the VSC,
2 laps
which The double waved yellow means slow down in this area.
Yeah, in that small little area. So whatever it's going to be, three corners maybe.
Yeah. So slow down in this area. Everywhere else, you're good. You can still race. You can still overtake. You still get DRS. But, in this particular area, slow down. VSC means everything's neutralized. Yeah. So Max, who's hunting Charles, he's getting there again, still not in the DRS, but
he's not able. We assume usually when there's a VSC, it's not usually for just sometimes it's one lap. You usually get like one or two depending on what the damage is. But I automatically assume that race was done. It's going to end under a VSC. Everything's done. This does bring Max closer. I think the VSC helps him if it's going to end, but it helps him because he was in that, once he got into that 1.1 second range, Charles was pushing enough that Max was before that was gaining 0.3 of a second a lap, 250 tenths or whatever it is. But once he got to the last 4-ish, he was really struggling to even get in that DRS zone. Charles was pushing it hard. So I don't think that without that VSC, he's able to close that gap in those last two.
No, probably not. And that's the other thing too, is we have to remember you can get to be behind somebody. You can be within 0.3 behind them. You still have to get past them. Just because you get there doesn't mean you'll get past them. Yeah. You could get there at a spot where there's no DRS. You could get there at a spot it's just hard to overtake, or the person just makes it really difficult. It's not an easy track, let's say, or you have a lot of spots to do overtaking. Yeah. Without getting a penalty out of it.
I think the one that's really, and now like we were focused on, is Max can get to second. I think the one that this really screws is Oscar. Because now he can't pass if he catches Behrman, he can't pass Behrman. He can't salvage any of those points. His race is done for the rest of the day. He's not going to be able to, because if he had gained on Behrman, he stays in the lead of the championship by 1 point. Yeah. Spoiler alert, no positions change. Yeah. Nobody passes anybody. Nobody has the opportunity to pass anybody because the VSC comes back on. We have green flag halfway through where Max and Charles are. They're halfway through the last lap already. So they're free to race for that last lap.
And their halfway is Lando already done because he is now 32 seconds ahead of them. Yeah. Charles and Max come through, and Behrman gets fourth place, highest for him. He gets driver of the day by
matching Haas's highest finish ever.
Yeah, and they were saying, if he had gotten third, which I didn't realize this, if he had gotten third, it would be Haas's first ever podium.
Yep.
Didn't know that at all.
That I knew. He was 8 seconds, almost 10 seconch behind Max. Yeah. Oscar was only 1 second behind Behrman. So if we have an extra lap and a half of racing, I mean, everybody could do with an inch and a half. But if we couldn't let it go again, we have a closer fight. I'm not saying that Oscar's going to get it done, but it's a much closer fight.
Yeah. So like we said, not much changes other than the driver standing. So Lando winning this race puts Lando in the lead by 1 point. He is 357, I think it is.
57, yep.
Oscar is now at 356. Mm-hmm. Max with getting third place podium brings him up to 321. Yeah. So he's still right there. He is still right there. It's
only 35 and 36 points behind each one.
That's a race and a sprint, which is in a couple weeks.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's a race and a sprint.
We talked about it, there's still 116 points up for grabs. Total points. Maximum points, excuse me.
Maximum points. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So, I mean, Max winning, and this is why we did talk about this a little bit before we jumped on, but every position or finishing place matters. It even matters if they don't finish on the podium. Let's say they're finished, but finishing 4th and 5th, that makes a difference.
Yep.
I mean, it always does, but with it being so close, and if you have Max, let's say Max finishes a race in 1st, and you have the McLarens finishing 3rd and 4th, that makes a difference. And then depending who is 3rd and 4th, huge difference. We're just, entering a world of hurt for the McLarens. But yeah, I mean, Max just slowly making these McLarens go crazy.
Well, I mean, if Max finishes, hypothetically, 1st in the last, and everything, there's 116 points up for grab. He finishes up with 437 points. I don't believe that even if Lando and Piastri were finished 2nd and 3rd the rest of the year, that they could catch him. Even if Max were to win all of it, right? So, I mean, it's cliche to say every point matters. Obviously, it does. Yeah. But this is high stakes. Every point matters. Even for George, who's not mathematically out.
Yeah, he's not mathematically out. I mean, it's really making for an interesting finish, because everybody has got to be, and I mean, okay, we're talking about the McLarens not messing up. Max can't afford to make a mistake either. So, because he can very quickly be out of this as well.
Yeah.
With only 4 races and 2 sprints left, if he wants to win a 5th, he's got to be on everything.
And I know we've said it before. I'll say it again, though. I don't know if you watched the quick interview right after the race when they're in front of the grandstand there.
Quickly,
Max looks like he doesn't care. He's just having a great time. He's
having fun.
I think he's just figured. I think he just came to terms at the halfway point of the year that he wasn't winning it, and now he's still going to try. But if he can take it away, it makes it even sweeter. If he doesn't, it's not like he was expecting it anyways.
Yeah, I think even before I don't know if it was this race or the last one, he said someone asked him what his chances of winning the championship, and he says 50-50, either I win or I don't.
Yeah.
And I mean, a very Max answer. It's like, I think when he said, if my mom had balls, she'd be my dad.
Yeah.
Which
Lando stole this year. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just how he looks at it, right? Like, it's very... I think he, you want to be a champion. But I don't think he's like every night, like saying his prayers and like, oh, I pray to be a champion. Like, no, I think he's very realistic with things like this. I mean, this is what it looks like this year, but he's going to have fun doing it. Where Lewis also mentioned it this weekend. Lewis has got nothing to lose.
No.
The McLarens have everything to lose.
Yeah.
So he's like, the rest of us are having fun.
Yeah.
The rest of us are just...
Yeah, those two are the only ones stressing out. And George,
because...
apparently.
I mean, everybody's just looking for points at this point, just where they finish. But Charles is out. Lewis is out. They're just here to have fun at this point.
Yep.
Race and finish and finish. So the McLarens are just stressing themselves out. But so that was the race. I don't think of any other news that we had.
I don't think we need anything. There was nothing really much. So
the only thing that I had was Alpine, and maybe this could be a part of my dirty air. I'll make it part of my dirty air. Okay. So I'm going to start with my dirty air. Yeah, there you go. My dirty air is going to be Alpine. So last week, there was a call. Colapinto was in, 18th. Gasly was in, no, he wasn't. Gasly was in 17th. I think Colapinto was in 18th, and then Albon, somebody was in 19th. Whatever. Remember. There was a call made, or Colapinto's on the radio saying, "I'm faster than Gasly. Like, let me pass him. Like, again, we're fighting for 16, 17, whatever it was. And the radio tells him, no, you're supposed to stay where you are. Colapinto decides, this was right at the very end of the race last week in Austin. Colapinto decides, fuck y'all, I'm going to go past Gasly. And he does. And very quickly, whoever was behind Gasly or Colapinto at the point does also pass Gasly. So he was like, I'm not going to wait behind. I'm not going to be a sitting duck when we're clearly faster. And 2 cars past the other teammate. Which, okay, he disobeyed orders, blah, blah, blah. Alpine this week put out a statement after the race saying it was, we're a team and we're supposed to follow team orders and we're supposed to follow, this is not who we are as a team. And it was this whole long spiel, and they posted it on their Instagram, like their main feed of their Instagram. And I was kind of like, he proved your point. Also, he got passed by somebody else. Also, we're fighting for 16th here. This is not big points. Did you really need to make a statement about that?
No.
You're putting your driver down. Yeah, you're putting your driver down publicly.
I don't think they care because it's Colapinto.
No, I don't think they care at all. But it just rubbed me the wrong way. And then Colapinto came out again and was like, what did he say? Cowards
Something about not being a coward.
Yeah, history's not written by cowards.
Yeah.
So,
which, love that
good for him.
answer. I can see both sides of it, though. I mean, if you're Alpine, I just don't want you to wreck the car. Listen to what we tell you. No. But at the same time, like, if you're Schumacher, if you're Lewis, don't fucking listen to team orders all day. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know better. We know you know better. You're Colapinto. This is your second year in F1. You're still fighting for a seat. Maybe don't be a little dick.
Well, I think that's why he did it.
You haven't earned your attitude yet.
I think that's why he did it, though.
I know,
like,
but
I need to.
You haven't earned your attitude, and other teams are going to see that.
Yeah. But, I agree with that. But yeah, I just thought, Alpine, you're airing your dirty air. Stop paying attention to what McLaren's doing. Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And talk internally. Anyways, your dirty air.
My dirty air. It'd been easy to just say George, because but he was entertaining this weekend. So I can't say it. I wanted, just because it was just such a whiny little boy, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it on the 2 marshals that walked out on the track as Liam Lawson is coming around the corner from the pit exit.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's not even a yellow flag.
No.
There's nothing slowing you down. There's nothing slowing anybody down. And you're running across the track. I'm assuming it picked up debris that came off
probably
of something.
From his car.
Who told? No, this was later on. Oh, maybe, was it the first lap?
I think it was like the second or third lap.
Because he was only there till the 5th. Yeah. So it probably was picking up his stuff. But either way, what are you doing? Yeah. Who told you to do it?
No.
You almost died. Not only did you almost die, you almost put your death on somebody else's conscience.
Yeah.
Like, these guys should never be given volunteer passes back again.
Ever again. Super dangerous.
It's dangerous enough when they run over. Yeah, it's dangerous when they run over an animal.
Yeah.
For the driver themselves, but a whole person.
Yeah. And I mean, if a driver was trying to like swerve out of the way of that, like that could have been bad for the driver even if they didn't hit the marshal. Just could be really bad. Stupid. Yeah. Fresh set. I'm going Bierman, obviously, like getting his highest points, driving the way he did. It was his first time lapping cars, which I thought was a funny comment. That he's been lapped, but now he knows what it feels like to lap other people. But I'm going to go with the rookies in general. I just thought they did really well this weekend, can we still call them rookies? Bortoleto, Hadjar, Bierman, obviously, and Kimi. They just all drove really well this weekend. And I mean, all season. We all thought this was going to be a disastrous season. And they've all done really well. And a lot of the big crashes haven't been because of them.
No. I mean, there's been
a couple.
Times.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to go with the rookies and then Bierman. separately.
I'm going to go with somebody I don't usually pick, and that's going to be Lewis.
Ocon? Oh,
Lewis. No, Lewis. Ocon had a great drive today, too. So
yeah.
I can't really... But not good enough for me. I know he got the penalty. I know it was for the excessive overtake or leaving the track. But he had a great weekend. He put himself into third place. He drove the hell out of that car this weekend. If he doesn't get that penalty, even if he just hangs back or gives it back to Max, he probably finishes, if not on the podium, he finishes in fourth. He had it all there. It was just that one misstep, which resulted in an unfair penalty. It's a penalty, I get it, but it didn't need to be 10. So
he had a good weekend. I did feel bad for him.
Yeah. So for me, just the way he drove all weekend and how competitive he looked, it must have felt really good for him too. So I'm going to give that to Lewis.
And it was probably the best we've seen of Lewis.
Oh, like absolutely.
Even off, out of the car as well. Like he seemed happy. He seemed like in good spirits. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a good weekend for him. And like you said, I'm thinking, depending on, what would have happened during the race with Max, I'm thinking it would have been probably a Max. I think the race would probably have ended the same way it started. Maybe Max in fourth or Lewis in fourth, like those two switching. Yeah. But I think it probably would have ended the same way it started. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So next week is no race. But then the week after that is Brazil. That has a sprint as well. So that will be exciting. Lots of racing. And lots of good weather, maybe.
Hopefully,
crazy weather. See. Some crazy weather.
Not hoping for it, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah. But yeah, we will be back next time.
Next week. Yep. Yeah. Grab a fresh set.
Bye.